Chapter 34. Nate. The thing is, I should know better. I know that life isn't this bullshit you see in films. I mean, fuck. I've lived it for the past 5 years. From the moment Mom let the bathwater run over the third Sunday in a row, the moment she burnt chicken to a charcoal shell one too many times, the moment I caught her looking at me with genuine fear in her eyes, like she doesn't quite know who I am or what's going on. I know how cruel and fucking horrible life can be. And yet, I still let myself fall for the idea that maybe my life could be brilliant, and it was all because of her and one weekend we had together. I angrily fire off another email, my fingers fizzing. I've been in the office since 8 this morning, glued to my laptop and avoiding conversation wherever I can. I got out of the shower and she'd gone, completely disappeared. She'd gone from holding my hand, kissing me in the streets, and laughing uncontrollably to just vanishing without a trace. I was in the shower for less than 5 minutes, for fuck's sake. All I got was this message: we're not right for each other. It was like the final bit of light I had in my life had been snatched away from me. I tried to chase after her, but she was nowhere to be seen. I thought I might hear from her later on in the day. I even tried to call her myself, but all I got was the monotone drone of an unrecognized number. She'd blocked my number. I tried to find her on social media, but she'd blocked me there too. It was like she was a ghost. She'd stripped herself from my life completely. It's like she was never there before, except she was. It turned my phone over as it starts vibrating and I see Dad's name flash up. I pick it up and walk to the other side of the office, where the desks are empty. "Hi Dad," I say. "How are you? How's Mom?" Since her terrifying message landed in my phone a week ago, Mom has behaved pretty much as normal. We've spoken almost every day. We've FaceTimed, and she gushed over the photos of Annie's house that I sent her and all the scenic pictures of the Cotswolds. It's like nothing has ever happened in her mind anyway. For me, all it did was reawaken the hot fear that simmers under my skin like bubbling lava. "Oh, she's fine. We're all fine," Dad says in the way he always does, where I can't quite work out whether he's lying or not. Is she really fine? Or is she fine now? But earlier this morning poured boiling coffee over her hand because she hadn't realized that she'd forgotten to put a mug there. "Good," I say, running my fingers through my hair. "Listen, I think I'm going to come home." "Home," Dad repeats. "When?" "As soon as I can," I reply, turning back to face the rest of the office. Brian and Helen are milling around, holding their "miss me." They won't barely notice rest of the team. They want. "Really," Dad says. "Are you sure, Nate? Is everything okay?" I press my lips together. "Yep, fine. I just want to come back home." "Okay," Dad says after a pause. "So long as you're all right." "Yep," I say again. "I'm fine. Just like Dad, just like Mom. I'm fine. We're all fine. I'm going home. There is just one more thing I need to do first." I rap on the ruby red door, then quickly stuff my frozen hand back into my pocket. I got on the first train to Epping as soon as I'd finished work. I didn't bother calling Aunt Tell to tell her I was coming. She'd sent me her show schedule, so I knew she'd be in, and I didn't want to risk her putting on some form of show for me. I don't have time for pleasantries anymore. I just need answers. "Nathaniel," she gushes as she pulls open the door. "How? Why won't you come home and see Mom?" I'd spent the entire journey thinking of different ways to say this, whether I should be polite or try and coax the answer out of her, but I don't have the energy. I'm sick of people not telling me the truth. I just need answers. She blinks at me, and I can see the different responses whizzing through her mind. She opens her mouth to speak, but I've got more to say. "We need you. Mom needs you. I messaged you for weeks. I called and emailed, and you ignored me. I mean that I show up here and you act as if nothing has happened. Why won't you see her? She's your sister. She talks about you all the time and how much she loves you, and you barely even acknowledge her existence. You're here in your big house, in your fabulous life, and it's like we don't exist. I'm not going to ask you to come see Mom anymore, even though she's sick and getting worse by the week, but I just need to know why." I break off, my heart racing. Aunt Tell just stares back at me, her eyes wide. "I see," she says, her voice hollow. "I think you'd better come in." I step past her, immediately hit by the warmth of her home and the scent of cinnamon and vanilla. She gestures for me to sit in the living room, and I opt for the same plush armchair I sat in before. "Coffee?" she offers. "Tea?" I'm about to refuse when I feel a pang of guilt. I don't want to be rude to her. "Coffee would be great, thank you." She nods and walks into the kitchen, and I look around the living room. A large framed mirror sits on the mantelpiece above a golden electric fire. The curtains are dark green and a thick, heavy velvet, and the ceiling is swirled like the top of a cupcake. I hear footsteps and look up, expecting to see Aunt Tell holding a tray, when instead I see Remy. I gape, getting to my feet. "What are you doing?" "Here, hello, bud." Remy gives a sheepish smile. "How are you doing?" We slap hands and give each other a quick hug. "T1, I get out of your hair," he says, looking at the kitchen as Aunt Tell reappears. "But let's go for a pint soon." He nods at me and gives Aunt Tell a smile. Before I can ask any more questions, he's slipped out of the room and I sink back into my armchair. Aunt Tell puts a floral tray down on the coffee table and sits opposite me. "He's a fine man," she muses, and I try not to frown. "Remy, you old dog." We sit in silence for a moment, and I will myself not to speak. Eventually, Aunt Tell sighs. "Well, Nathaniel, I think I owe you an apology." I'm about to blurt that she owes Mom an apology, not me, but I stop myself. "I did receive your messages, but even before then, I knew your mom wasn't well. Your dad had reached out to me a few years ago." My head dips. "She's known for years?" And I'm sorry I didn't reply. That was wrong of me. I wait for her to continue, but she stops, taking a sip of her coffee. "It seems her apology is finished. See Mom, right?" I say so. "Are you going to come back?" And she shakes her head. "I can't do that." "Why not?" I demand. "It isn't like you can't afford it. No, you're in a show right now, but when it finishes, it doesn't have to be Christmas. Nate," she says softly, "I won't be going to see her." "Why?" "Because I don't want to." My coffee cup starts to shake in my hands. "One, love your mom," she says slowly. "She's my best friend, and I'd like to keep her in my mind how she's always been, not how she is now." My mouth falls open. "You may think that's selfish," she continues, reading my mind. "But it is my choice, even though you know it will make her really happy to see you, even though she's asked for you." I say, my voice shaking. She looks out through the window and I feel a wall go up between us. I get to my feet. "Right," I say. "Fine, sorry I bothered you." I walk straight out of the door and back onto the chilly street. The words that have been swirling around my brain now hammering at my heart. Why did I even bother coming to London? I push my way into the flat. The icy rain has seeped through my jacket, clinging to my curly hair and running over my face. I've been in London for over a month now, and I still don't remember to take an umbrella anywhere. "Hey, Nate," I hear Stevie's voice from the living room. We've barely spoken since our fight, but as soon as I see him, I am overtaken by a feeling of needing to protect my younger brother. He's sitting on the sofa, and I wrap my arms around his neck from behind and give him a squeeze. He pats my arm non-committally. "You all right?" he asks. "What's going on?" "Nothing," I say, letting him go. "You were right about Aunt Tell, though. She's a dick." He raises his eyebrows, waiting for me to continue, but I walk to the kitchen and open the fridge. "Do you want a beer?" "Go on, then." I grab 2 cans and hand one to Stevie before flopping down on the armchair opposite him. The TV is flickering, blaring some antiques show that Stevie seems to love. "You know, you could have saved some time if you'd listened to me in the first place," he says, clicking open his beer. "I did tell you she was a dick," I sigh. "Yeah, well, call me an idiot." "T'd rather call you an optimist," Stevie says kindly, and I soften. He holds his beer can towards me, and we knock them together. "Why do you hate her, then?" I ask. "You've never told me." He shrugs. "I don't know, man. She's just not like the rest of our family. She's so selfish and self-absorbed. Like, every time I had a friend round from college, she'd put on a show for us, but she never cared if I needed real help. She only cared about herself." I nod. "I can see that. I'm worried I'm like her." His eyes are still fixed on the TV. "Like her," I repeat. "Stevie, you." "I know I'm selfish," he says, still not making eye contact with me. "I'm not like you and Mom. You're both so kind and generous. Am trying to be better, though. I know you're angry with me." I press my lips together. "For what it's worth, I'm angry with you, too." "Angry at me?" I burst out incredulously. "What for?" he sighs. "You'll tell me it's stupid." "Well, that depends what it is." He swigs on his beer and sits up straighter. "I'm jealous of all the time you got to spend with Mom and Dad while I've been here. Every time I joined a call with you all or saw a picture of how happy you all were together, it made me so homesick. I'd have come every weekend if I was able to, but my school was so intense, and even after then, I didn't have the money to come home more than once a year. And then Mom got sick and adjust." He rubs the top of his head roughly, and I feel a weight drop through me. It just got easier not to talk to her. I felt so guilty for Miss Ing so much, for being selfish and running away. A stone drops through my body. How could I never have realized this before? Of course, Stevie is angry. He came to London to follow his dreams and be young and free, and instead life gave him a hand of cards none of us ever expected. It's not selfish to live your life, Stevie, I say. None of us could ever have known that Mom would get sick. He shrugs and sinks into silence as the TV flickers and a man with a thatch of gray hair smacks a gavel down and everyone cheers. So I say, after taking a swig of my beer, I need to talk to you. He arches an eyebrow. I'm going home, back to New York. Things just haven't worked out for me here, Stevie. I thought I could get Aunt Tell to visit Mom or call her or something, but she won't do it, so I have no need to be here anymore. I want to go back home and be with Mom. He jerks around, outraged. What, you can't go back? You've only just got here. Ick no. What about that girl? What girl? I say spitefully, even though we both know who he's talking about. Batgirl. One shake my head, swigging my beer. It's over. There's nothing there. Right, he says slowly, his voice hollow. You really want to go back then? Are you sure? I'm sure. There's nothing I can do to make you stay. I lean back into my seat. No. A siren wails past outside, momentarily flashing our living room with streaks of blue and white light. I glance towards the window. Rain hammers against the pane, the murky gray. Sky dotted with flickers from the Christmas lights that people are put up, unable to wait a ses cheong or to drape their homes and the street in Christmas cheer. I'd had big plans for Christmas in the flat. No, Stevie has never bothered to decorate it during the years that he's been here. He's always told us that he's been too busy to come home for Christmas, which I've never questioned too dozily, and he spends Christmas Day with a friend. Whenever I called him from New York and we turned our cameras on, I could see his pale flat in the background. No lights, no decorations, no Christmas tree. When I decided to move here, I knew I was going to have to transform the flat for us both. I'd fill the fridge with Christmas food. I would get us a huge tree and make novelty pictures of our faces squashed on the top of elves' bodies to stick on the fridge. I'd get us some form of hideous singing reindeer that sang every time you walked past it and put it outside Stevie's bedroom door, just to annoy him. Thad, so many plans for my life in London. I don't want you to go, though. I take a deep breath. You can come with me if you want. I know I'm behaving like a teenager, prodding the bear. We've had this conversation 100 times and it always ends the same. Stevie looks away. I've got to work, you know that. Just for a weekend, I offer. I'm looking at flights. You could take a week off. No, I can't, Nate. Sorry. This is normally where I'd have to fight the anger I feel. Whenever Stevie reduces to see or speak to Mom, but this time it doesn't come. I'm so tired, it's like I have nothing left. Okay, I say, get into my feet, suit yourself. I don't know how to deal with all of this, Nate, he says. And although he keeps his eyes locked forward, I notice that they're shining. She's not who she was anymore, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Just be there, Stevie, I say, exasperated. That's all Mom wants. I mean, man, do you think I know what I'm doing? You just need to be there. Go see. I did. His words cut across me like a piece of glass. What? I did go see Mom last year. He takes a deep breath. I came back for a week. You were away with work or something, I don't know. It was just me and Mom. I thought I'd surprise her. For the first time, he looks over at me and my heart turns over. It's like looking at 4-year-old Stevie again. Nate, she didn't have any idea who I was. She was terrified of me. Like, do you have any idea how that feels? For your own mom to be scared of you. What happened? I can feel my heart racing in my ears. He scratches his shaved head. Dad calmed her down. He tried to make me stay, said she was just having a bad day. But I left. I can't do that to her again. She was so scared of me. She looked at me as if I was about to. He trails off, his voice catching, and it's my fault. If I'd been there more over the years, then maybe she's not well, I say, forcing myself to say the words. That died around my mind every day. That's it, Stevie. It could have happened to me, Dad, anyone. You just caught her on a bad day. When did this happen? He shakes his head, swiping the tears from his eyes with the back of his hand. You don't know. Like, last October. I asked Dad not to tell you. And you haven't seen her since? No, I message her, though, Stevie says defensively. I get it, I say quickly, not wanting to start any kind of fight. It's hard. Actually, it's worse than hard. It's fucking shit. It's all shit. But I need you. I move onto the sofa next to him, putting my arm around his shoulder. His head flops onto my chest, just like he used to do with Mom when he was a child. I'm sorry, Nate, he says quietly. I don't think I can do it. Tell help you, I say. We'll do it together. And for the next hour, with only the noise of the television and the odd screeching siren, we sit there together, hugging for the first time since we were kids.